I love that girl.
Yeah.
I have to get her on the camera.
Hello, you guys.
Welcome to another exciting episode, Victoria.
I feel it real fun for we.
That's right.
On the, I know what it is with that event looking 17th of November 2023 because the meat we were using expires tomorrow, so it's going to be yum, yum, yum and not off.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Oh, my God. Well, you guys wait till you see what she has made us for lunch.
Yeah.
All right.
So, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Go there, do that, sign up for the freebies. Make sure, though, we're going to send you an email. You have to click the link to say, we want the freebies and the daily email, and bothered by Mr. 2020 till one of us dies.
That's right.
Or else you won't get it.
That's right.
All right.
Joinremarkable.com.
Joinremarkable.com. That's one word for you guys that are going, join. Okay, what about I want to join remarkable.com.
Yeah, no.
Joinremarkable.com, right?
Yeah.
If we'll talk more about that later.
Yes. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right, so today is your manifesting questions answered live, the stuff that's been festering about your manifesting. And
Festering about your manifesting.
That's right.
It was Fester in the Addams Family, wasn't it?
I loved Uncle
Wasn't
Fester.
it Fester? Yes.
And there's Bonnie Donaldson, Joe Weldon.
Hello, Bonnie.
All right.
Hello,
Joe
Joe.
Weldon is tagging people like the Grant Monk.
Good on you.
Jan Christa.
Hello.
Jan Christa. Wait till you see Lunch Pal. I know you're the food master. Wait till you see what she does with the curry laksa. Oh,
Ooh,
good
yum.
Lord. You putting prawns in it too?
I forgot about that. I will. I'll
right.
get them out.
Somebody
Cool.
hashtag, don't forget the prawns.
Hashtag don't forget the prawns.
Levi, Queen Levi.
Hello.
All right, so
and for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
all right, there's Galaxy. She's in Remarkable 2024 and beyond. That's right. Hoo-ha. All right.
Yeah.
So, Victoria.
Yes.
Shall we begin
We
with
will begin.
your manifesting questions answered live?
Okay.
All right.
And
Stella Jim.
Hello, Stella Jim and Levi. Yes, Queen
Levi. That's right. Monica.
So the first question today is from Brendan in Dream Driven Day. Double my income.
That is the rightness.
And Brendan asks, hey, 20, I'm having difficulty with doubling my income. I'm a guy who would love to make a great living while doing what I love, and I love exploring ways to make money online with entrepreneurship, but nothing has took off for me yet. I have a job that I'm enjoying, but I know the enjoyment won't last forever, and it's not enough money to play how I want to play. I find fear comes up about how my wife will react by me telling her I'm a little low this week before I get paid. I'd love to hear your advice for me.
Cool. You know, there's this smashing reality about making money online. And I'm not going to tell you what's possible, what's not possible, but I can tell you this, right? What if you just, so find something that you love and play there and double your play. You know, like I love podcasting, so I tend to put out 2 podcast episodes a day. I'm tending to cut back on that because I'm falling in love with doing something else. Triple D, Tony Doyle. Right, in the room, right? So, this whole thing of whatever you're looking at to do and so on and so forth, notice if it's something you enjoy. It's sort of like when I talk to people that are writers and they imagine best-selling author, all that bullshit, that's all fun and dandy to me. But I'd imagine fucking writing as well. I imagine, the identity of happy, loving teacher can help go, Victoria, 2 minutes to the show. Right? She loves hearing that, right? and so this whole thing of doubling, what is there fun about what you want to do that you could double? Just for fun. And the other part of the coin is with half the time. With half the time, that can mean a couple different things in my book. I don't touch the accounts. That's Victoria does that. She's qualified there. I'm not. For me, what she does in 10 hours would take me 100 hours of dicking around and 2 hours of making shit up, right? These numbers sound pretty good,
We're
right?
short a buck. Here's a buck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to balance the ledger? Here's $1, right? So stay tuned, Brendan. We're going to keep answering your question and more. The other thing, don't do what's work. I'm going to answer this yet another way. Forex traders, right, tend to go fucking broke because they approach trading like a job. Well, what if I replaced my job with Forex trading 8 hours a day?
Yeah.
Right? Not a fan. Right? You may have the charts open 8 hours a day, but you may trade 3 minutes a day. But the thing is, it's not, you don't sit there and work through it. You don't function at that 20% for 8 hours. You function at 100% for a much shorter span. So there are these different things that are really worth exploring. We'll start there. And so just notice, what is it that you could double just for fun? Tony Doyle says 3 hours of cussing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's right.
Cool. Okay, excellent. So that was from Brendan in Dream Driven Day.
By the way, one more thing. Obviously, you want to imagine your wife happy.
Yes.
Right? So like everybody's got a voice in their head. It could be your mother, your grandmother, your sister, the sister that you never had. Right? There's going to be somebody in your head probably that's going to just shake their head when they see that, yep, he's a fuck up just like I expected.
Oh.
Right? So you're living down to their imaginary expectations or something like that. I'm not saying your wife's like that or your ex-wife. Which was it?
Just wife.
Wife, that's good.
Not
right,
ex.
so it's not your wife or your ex-wife.
Yet.
Right?
No.
Or no. There could be another one. Right? We don't know.
Oh, yeah, well, true.
Yeah, true. So,
How's it going,
so you get to sort of imagine up some really cool stuff for her. Lift her up.
Yeah.
All right, Margaret Kendall Clark is watching.
Nice.
Yasmin Maxwell.
Hello,
Yasmin Maxwell. All right. Let us continue.
Okay,
to watch the
excellent.
show.
Thank you, Brendan, for your question.
All right.
The next question's from Christina in Dream Driven Day. Tell me about your ...
This is going to be so good. This is going to watch something pop in her head.
Oh, no. Now everyone expects it. I'm expecting it. What's going to happen? All right. Christina asks.
She's right here. Look at her. She just showed up.
Christina,
Christina, you just showed
your
up.
question.
Lovely outfit.
So Christina asks, I love how you shared about giving your last $50 to the man who drove you to the airport the day you were flying to Australia. Can you please share the state you surrendered to when you did that?
Absolutely. So
I
to
don't
get,
remember that.
So you weren't there. You were here.
But no, I don't remember you telling me about all this.
Oh,
but
I've said it during the shows.
I'm sure. Well, you must have for Christina to know.
Yeah, for Christina
Unless
to know,
Christina-
I must
no.
have said it during the show, right?
Yes.
So, to do the recap, since Victoria doesn't know all about this, right? So I was leaving Dr. Ken's house, yada, yada, yada. I manifested the money, took care of things there. Got my ticket at like exactly the amount of money that I had, except for
$50.
for what it cost to get. I paid for the smallest fucking car to take me to the airport. Right, so it was like a Yugo or a Volkswagen or half a Yugo.
But someone else was driving it, was there?
Because I needed a ride to the airport, and Dr. Ken said, I ain't getting up at that hour, right?
Oh.
So I love you, buddy. So I ordered up something like a Yugo or a Volkswagen or a Fiat, something really small, and they sent a fucking limo. And I went, ooh, that's nice. So I got me in the limo, and I'm chatting with the limo driver like I do. Anya knows what I'm like. Like, if your ass is mine, your ass is mine, right? And for whatever reason, before I get out of the car, my impression is give him your last $50, right? So I give him my last $50. I said, thanks, pal. I really appreciate it. So I am flat broke. There's nothing left in PayPal. Right? There's nothing left in the wallet.
And is this the last time you arrived in Australia?
Yeah, and got detained for 3 hours.
Sent you back.
Yeah, and got detained for 3 hours, right? So this is where the pop's going to happen. Ready?
Yeah.
So this morning I watched there's two scenes that I fell in love with when watching Raymond Reddington, the first episode. And the first thing happens when Raymond is sitting on a park bench, and the fella comes up and gives him his briefcase, and he says something like, "Must be nice to be home, sir." Whatever. And Raymond just looks at the ground and says something like, "We'll see." And just shakes his head and laughs a little bit, right? And if you know the series, that's where all the fun began, so on and so forth. So that gets my attention, babe. When you do your nails while we're talking. So that was my state. I was curious about what's going to happen. Right, I'm flying around the world. I have zero cash. I may have cash by the time I land. I don't know. Still got the store running, but I'm flying around the world with zero. Right, and I'm just infinitely curious. What am I relying on? My imagination. And of course, that's when I get detained for 3 hours and so on and so forth. And thank God they didn't go, do you have money to sustain yourself while you're in Australia? No.
Right, I got a woman.
Yeah, I got me a woman, though. So, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
But, so I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
So there's, and again, that's why I was watching the Raymond Reddington thing, because I just remember that little bit at the beginning where he puts his head down and chuckles a little bit, because you know, like he's running the show, right?
He was
running the show. So, Victoria, shall we continue?
Preempting every moment as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. So, yeah, thank you, Christina, for your question.
Thank you, Victoria, for
Thank you.
asking it.
Yeah, and thank you, 20, for your answer.
I love thankfulness.
Okay. The next question is from Dream Driven Day Robin, getting rid of PTSD. And Robin says, Mr. 20, what did you imagine to get rid of PTSD? Because I'm mostly good from mine, but I still bug out sometimes. Is healing a bad manifestation in the sense that it implies a problem is present? And does Mrs. Victoria know she's hilarious? Well,
She is. She's beautiful as well.
you obviously got his sense of humour. Not many people of us do.
Oh, I love Victoria.
No, I know.
With all my heart.
I love you too, babe.
Because you're nice.
Thank you.
So
The
this whole PTSD thing, you know, when it comes to healing, the number one thing that I notice that holds people back is they make it about the disease. Whatever the disease or the condition is.
Yeah.
And so...
Instead of making it about them.
Yeah, you got to make it about you, about your life. So whatever you have room for on your plate, so it's like, oh, I got to keep room for the just in case.
Yeah.
Right. So the probably the biggest number one thing was, I imagine, living life. Just really living life. Yeah, and I got to tell you, I have had PTSD experts and psychologists and psychiatrists really get pissy with me over this. And I tell them, I'm not treating anything. I am not interested in treating a damn thing. I'm interested in what's possible for humans. Remember that whole thing about the divine experience and human perception? Those are things I am absolutely nuts about. So this whole thing of, like, you know, what are you giving life to today? Just what are you giving life to today? And I know there's going to be people that, when I quote all kind of evidence to keep you stuck, remember I had PTSD back in the 80s, right? It wasn't sexy back then. And I'm not putting anybody down who has it now. What I'm just saying is, look, you want to run your life, right? You got to learn how to run your life. And there's the biggie. And a big thing about the whole thing is, just study the little phrases that we always build into all the courses. Play is the way. Yeah, stuff like that. It really is about play. So, I think that's a good start.
Yes.
Cool.
Very cool.
I think the whole world is pretty much, like, I'm willing to bet almost everyone is an addict and has post-traumatic stress disorder. Because I look at the definition of addiction, like say, when I notice what an addict does, is they go, before this, I need that. So before I can be successful at business, I need startup capital. Let's call that bullshit. Before I can talk to the pretty girl, I need a beer. That's called alcoholism, right?
Yeah,
It's called before I can do a show, I have to prepare for 4 fucking hours.
It's that delayed gratification.
It's delayed gratification, right? And that's something which I just take massive. If you're when you are gratified, I love writing, I love speaking. And I don't delay my gratification on those, right? I ponder, I write, I play, right? So there's that kind of thing right there. And so this whole thing with PTSD, people get stuck in these loops. They experience things that are far outside of normal, and they get stuck in loops. And everyone I know has experienced something far outside of normal and gets stuck in loops. And it's like, what are we going to do? You either go right, you define yourself by that far outside of normal and go loopy around it, or you do what it takes to play again. So, think about this. At one point in your life, you fell down. for the first time. Right? So you learned how to walk before you knew how to stand. Watch babies.
Yeah.
They learn a language without knowing language. They learn how to walk without knowing how to stand.
All the time.
And at some point, baby stands up,
Yeah.
and baby attempts to walk standing up.
Yeah.
Right? And then baby falls down. First time. The most traumatic thing in your life. Right? Skin your knee. Right? And yet we get over that. So, that's where I'd begin. Great question, Robin.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Robin. The next question's from Jordan in Manifesting Mastery. Why is it hard to stay in state? And Jordan asks...
Oh, look at that dog.
I know.
He's such a good dog.
He is.
I just love you, Victoria. Hey! Hi, Brian.
Right. Got it. Why is it hard to stay in state? All right. And Jordan asks, why is it easier to be kicked out of state
That dog is so cute.
rather than sustaining one? Any tips? Any insights? Thank you.
Somebody else posted about this in the group, and I put up the, hey, give me a subject for the podcast. And it was something like, it appears to be in this group that a lot of people need advice on how to sustain a state, that kind of thing. And here's the thing. Neville said your state will always get contaminated, and the state you most commonly return to is your dwelling place.
Yeah.
I do not bother trying to stay in a state.
Yeah.
Right? I can be talking to you. She starts mucking with her fingernails. I go to the fingernails. I return to the state of teacher.
Excuse me.
Right? It's just one of those things. And because your state will continue to always be contaminated. Right? You will have upsets. And here's the fun thing. She could carry that upset to her grave and hate me in 30 years. Well, then there was the time publicly you shamed me. You want my fingernails on the show. Right? Radio. I remember that day. It was the 17th of November at 10:12 a.m. 2023, right? So
40 years later.
So we can call that post-traumatic stress disorder. She's in orbit around me. Just please don't fucking, I didn't even say please. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Right? Could I have said it better? Of course. Right? But it triggered me, so it's all her fault.
PTSD, such a bastard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can get around to doing the show once I could sure use a drink. But anyway. So this whole thing with why is it so hard to stay in a state? You're not designed to. You are not designed to stay in a state. Now, if you go back to, and I'll do a crass commercial for manifestingtothemax.com, right? One of the core 3 things of manifestingtothemax.com was how I work with 3 states continuously. Loving happy teacher, loving husband, loving puppy dad. And it's a brilliant way to set up your entire life, and you can just run with that comment, or you could dive deep into that course. But what's really cool about that is actually getting how you can stop the defensive war of trying to protect your state. You can start going, rightio, let me pick a few states that I can easily move around within, and let them do what they do.
Yeah, it's like instead of the state choosing you, which could be a shit state,
Absolutely.
have a few states that you choose, like, I'm going to move now into this. Like,
Yep. And if you stumble and fall, watch earlier. Happy loving teacher was not happy. Okay? Happy loving teacher said, stop it. Right?
Yeah.
Happy loving husband felt bad about that. Right? And this is the cool thing, because do I still feel bad about it? A tiny bit. Right? But I can acknowledge my emotions. My emotions do not dictate my state. So when you get all this stuff, and this really comes down to fundamental understandings. Your emotions are produced by your states. And so people go, oh, like I was cranky with her, so I'm cranky fucking teacher, and now it's like cranky puppy dad. I wish she'd go away, right? Versus radio. Whatever your emotions are, they're just responses from your states. So when you get emotions, aren't the big deal. You're not going to think that, okay, I've lost my entire world because I got snippy for a second. You get to go, radio. So it's like, Victoria, stop it. Right? Now what? Okay, back into state. Fuck, I feel bad about that. Okay, I apologize. And I'm sincere about that. As you know, I apologize a lot, and I am sincere a lot.
I hate that word. Sincere.
Sincere.
It's like
Look at that.
Sneer.
That's like Sleer.
The
Remember
game
that?
and
Yeah.
Sneer.
Sleer.
Oh, Sleer,
Yeah,
was
from Neil
it?
Gaiman. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sleer. Anyway, why is it hard to stay in state? You aren't designed to. You aren't designed to. All right? You're designed to go, hey, look at that, a squirrel. Where's Beth? She's not like the rest. All right. Oh, and I didn't put a title for DDD Knees. This is great.
That's all right. You can think of one as we read it, or maybe before. But firstly, that was from Jordan. Thank you very much for your question,
That's right.
Jordan.
I think I spelled his name right.
Jordan,
Yeah,
you did?
I think I did.
You think you did?
I think I did. And Tony Doyle, statestacking.com. Oh, yeah, baby.
Good on you.
Cool.
Thank you.
For those of you who have done manifesting to the max and want to see what I'm currently up to, statestacking.com. All right.
Cool. The next question is from a Dream Driven Day Knee.
DDD knee, that's right.
Have we got a title?
One wish per session, one session per wish.
One wish per session, one session per wish.
All right.
And Dream Driven DNA asks, I got that right. I
Yeah,
can't believe
DDD
Dream Driven Day
DDD
asks, can you elaborate on the Feel It Real sessions and the one state per desire, one desire per state? It's always useful to be reminded.
I may or may not have said it like that. I don't know. I currently say it one wish per session, one session per wish. And granted, this is not always the case, but it's a really sweet habit to develop. Because if it's like radio, what do I want to be? Happy loving husband, happy loving teacher, happy loving puppy dad. So if I can get in the habit of just nailing those, when I get lost, I can get back into them pretty quick. On the other hand, what a lot of people do, and this was also... I'm glad you brought this up, Nate. Somebody posted about every night I feel it real for my wish, and I use a different scene kind of thing, and I use a different scene every night, every day. I've done it for a couple months, years, decades now. And it's like, you got to do this thing called nailing it. Just absolutely nailing it. Today, Emmett had poop on him. Happy loving husband decided before he got out of the car, we're cleaning him. Right? Yeah, there's enough time before the show. Even if there wasn't, the show would have been a few minutes late. Dog needs cleaned. So I imagined my dog clean. We had plenty of time. I didn't even know what time it was.
Yeah.
But this whole thing of, you get in the habit of really nailing things with a hammer, says Coral. Boom. Right?
What, Emmett? No.
Yeah. So get in the habit of nailing things. And again, this is why I love Joseph Goddard, because I can imagine feeling 100% satisfied producing something for Remarkable 2024 today. Maybe something written, maybe something recorded, but this whole thing of I nail something today, right? And get in the habit of those. And again, some things, like I nailed citizenship, took a couple years, but I didn't imagine a different scene every day to keep me faithful to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I nailed it, so I'm faithful.
Yeah.
So I imagine voting. Right, it took me a couple of years to get citizenship. I imagine something that I absolutely hate. Right,
Having
voting.
to go to the polling booths.
Yeah, I absolutely. I have no use for politicians. Poly as in many, ticks as in diseased bloodsuckers. This is the mayor. Oh, you're a politician, aren't you? You ever analyze words? Let me ask you a question. Poly means many, right? And ticks are what? Diseased bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
So is that good for DDDD?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right, that's good.
Yeah, it wouldn't be one state per desire because... Or one desire per state because...
I may have said it that way at some point. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. One
Thank
wish per
you.
session, one session per wish.
Thank you very much, Nee, for
Yeah,
your question.
Levi bloodsuckers. That's what they. I tell you what, it's really great. I mean, you can just everybody's got a totem animal. My grandma was Native American, right? But check this out. They say mine's a red hawk because the red hawks don't fly as high as the eagles. They still come down to earth a little bit more often. You know what I mean, right? And so I find that a lot. I find that a lot of politicians have the same totem animal. And I just say,
What would
what's
it
that?
be?
Yeah, check this out. Right? Anyway.
Is that what you're going to say?
Oh, that's where I'm going.
I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
I blew it.
That's all right. You can have so much fun with these things. Ticks.
Okay. All right. And the last question today, is that what we're up to?
We're up to it.
Okay.
That
The
is
last
right.
question today is from Remarkable Lisa and the Rock. Inspired Imagining.
That's right.
And Lisa asks, hello, 20 in Victoria. I'd enjoy hearing about the importance of eagle vision and inspired imagining versus thinking about how to get something I desire. Thank you, Lisa.
Boy, Lisa has the most remarkable questions.
She does.
So that's why we always put them last. So
you used to have a business name or something like that called Eagle Vision, didn't you?
Yep, absolutely. If you look at my Facebook profile, I'm facebook.com/Eagle Vision or something like that. That's the custom link I picked before I changed my name. Right? So this whole thing with Eagle Vision is really important to me. So Eagle Vision is, we often talk in this culture, we tend to talk about stuff like altitude. You want to have a positive altitude. Right? I'm not really a fan of all that bullshit at all. I'm more of a fan of starting with altitude. So when you think about how an eagle
So
perceives...
you're saying the difference with what you just said was instead of you've got to have an attitude or something, have an attitude of altitude rather than...
Yeah.
Oh, now I've lost it. But
Yeah.
it's like I was trying to determine the distinction between the two.
Yeah, we didn't get to it yet.
Yeah, okay, all right.
But you're doing great.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you used the same word twice.
Because people go positive or negative attitude, all that stuff. You got to raise your altitude. You really just, whatever you are doing, you get to raise your altitude, experience more of the big picture. What's the big picture? What I am is God having the adventure of a lifetime.
So is this like in Dream Driven Day when you talk about chunking up compared to chunking down?
Everything.
Yeah,
Yep,
but
absolutely.
that's the chunking up.
Yeah, you'll notice in all the models that I keep working on and developing.
Yeah.
Yep. So as you chunk up, as you explore, what I am is God having the adventure of a lifetime. I'm having human experiences, right? That's called chunking down.
Yeah, got you.
Now, what's really, really cool with this whole thing, Eagle Vision, as God having the adventure of a lifetime. Right? This is how I begin my day. As God having the adventure of a lifetime. What do I choose to give love to? What do I choose to give life to? As God having the adventure of a lifetime. If I'm having an upset, that's called turbulence. On the other hand, if you're a squiggly thing on the ground, it gets a little scary. But as God having the adventure of a lifetime. So this whole thing, think of how an eagle perceives the whole garden at once. How the eagle sees the space around whatever it's looking at. How the eagle understands what it's like to be lifted by invisible wind currents. Right? The eagle's lifted up by the current. Right? The wind currents, the current moment. So, inspired imagining, this is great because I have no idea what you meant by it. But I can tell you what I mean by it. Okay, Here is not inspired imagining. Okay, I'm imagining counting cash so I know I have enough to pay the bills. Right? I know Neville talks about the seamstress that counted the cash, all that bullshit. Right? But that woman worked for cash. She was paid in cash. So imagining having a lot of cash would make sense for imagining business success for her. Right? But when people tell me about I'm imagining this, I got bills due, and I'm imagining counting cash, they're just staying in orbit around something heavy and earthly. Got it? Versus this whole thing of like Brendan's opening up to like, what would happen if I doubled my income and worked half the time? Right? As someone who doubled their income and worked half the time, I find myself talking and writing more, worrying less. You got it? So you get to notice these things. Inspired imagining, as far as I'm concerned, has to do with you and your identities. So God having the adventure of a lifetime as a happy loving husband, happy loving teacher, happy loving puppy dad, those are all pretty high up things. Versus how do I imagine her not offended because of what I said about her fingernails at the earlier part of the show, and then feel bad about it while I go to the pool and let it linger in me and fester in her, and as it lingers in her and festers in me. Hey, it's not going to be a good night. Or inspired imagining. Fuck. I just imagine her happy. Imagine me happy. Because we all can forgive each other. Right? Forgiving's forgetting the shortcomings. As humans, we're going to have these things called shortcomings. Right? As divinity, we get to have a giggle about them. Right? I went to 3 shops today before I got the pineapple. I imagine
And
getting
a
a
yum
pineapple.
quiche.
Oh, and the quiche, that's the
Yeah.
bonus point. And I met the husband. But that's
You met
another
the
story.
husband.
That's right.
Yes.
So,
The eagle doesn't feel the...
doesn't fear the height. It imagines soaring higher and higher, so it does. Absolutely. And the other thing with this whole thing with eagle vision, Neville talks about the spiral, right, versus the circular. Right, so the circular, the same shit,
Going
the
round
same
and
shit.
round.
Yeah, the wheels on the
Fishbowl.
bus go round and round.
That's what that
Right?
Pink Floyd song.
Yeah. On the other hand, that's true. We spiral higher and higher. When you really are playing with this, you spiral higher and higher, and you lift yourself, you lift others up. What's the best thing I can do for my dogs? God, Emmett's got this thing called hair. Bruce has this thing called fur.
Yeah.
Every now and Bruce's and Emmett's hair, poop gets stuck.
Yeah.
And so, there's a couple things I could imagine. See, eagle vision, inspired imagining, has me imagine a dog that's okay with that. Okay, uninspired,
Owners that are okay with
and
that.
owners that are okay with that.
Sometimes it's not, but
Right?
yes.
So eagle vision has this coming to identities for us and the dogs. On the other hand, something without altitude, there's a problem. Okay, I'm imagining surviving washing his ass this time. Right?
Yeah.
And we all know people who have done this more than once. Meanwhile, hey, you guys, join remarkable.com. But anything you want to add to that? I thought that was pretty good.
No, that's really good, babe. So eagle vision and inspired imagining, they're really the one in the same.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And you guys that have done Remarkable 2023, and so, well, I'm sure I'll find a way to weave this into 2024. This will be fun for me, right? By the way, here we are. 20's got a problem. So we're going from Remarkable 2023, where we talked about the 4 mighty ones and explored all kind of things, and these things called diamonds. And now we're moving into 2024. So how do I incorporate that for the new kids and not ignore it for the old kids?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So here we are. I can sit here and try to figure it out. Or if I gain altitude, I imagine a Remarkable 2024 and beyond that has people joining in and not being lost because I wasn't in earlier, I wasn't in the other one. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just really, really expand up into what's happy loving teacher. Happy loving teacher is happy when he's got happy loving students, clients, so on and so forth. So versus like, how do I figure out how to say this to get them going and that going? And what are the things do I got to do? What are the research do I have to develop?
Yeah.
That's not what an eagle does. So, all right.
Very cool.
Have you noticed I've made it to 10:35 without one cramp?
Ace, babe.
That is fantastic.
You got
elastic.
a massage. Was that yesterday?
That was 2 days ago.
2 days.
Yeah.
So how you're feeling good?
I am
Like
feeling
still?
fantastic.
Lovely.
So like 4 weeks into my new regimen, and I had my first Thai massage in like 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
All right. Thank you, Lisa and LaRock.
Nice.
All right. So, Victoria.
Okay. So what we want to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
All right.
Don't know. Go for it, babe.
That whole weird thing, like I said, if you look me up on Facebook, the link is something like facebook.com/Eagle Vision.
Vision. Yeah.
Right? That's how important this to me. And here's the other thing. I buried this in everything that I've done for 20 years now. Like everything that I have done for 20 plus years, this has been at the core of it. And I've only really started talking about it last 2 years. So, cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what's next. Anyway.
Anything else buried in the archives?
Oh, my God.
I can imagine.
You're lab rat number 2.
Much. So much stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah. Cool. Excellent.
I just found like 20 hours worth of stuff that I was making inspired by Dominic whenever he was coming around.
Oh, wow.
Just stuff with building business and attitude and stuff. So I'm actually curious if I decide to do something with it. So I think it's like 20 hours worth of stuff. I'll have to look. But Coral says, love the chime in the background. That chime is divine.
It's lovely.
That's
If it gets very windy, we couldn't do a show probably.
Nah.
But it's still got the depth of tone because the tubes are so long.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
beautiful.
gorgeous.
It's long and heavy.
Yeah.
This is one of the first things. You know, Brendan, we talk about this whole thing with money. So I moved here, and so we'd go shopping at these places, and we'd go to this lovely oceanside market, very exclusive, high-end. And, you know, like, I'm used to, like, back in Pennsylvania, wind chimes are made out of discarded shit and cost $20. And I forget what this cost, but I remember my first reaction, like, Jesus, it's a lot of money for something that makes noise, right? But it's one of the
beautiful.
but it's one of those things where she had eagle vision in that moment and I didn't.
Yeah.
Right? I had rat vision. Couldn't see the forest from the trees. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that was our hashtag Strawberry Bits.
What was yours?
I didn't give one.
I was going to say, you got to give one. It's the law. Me being sincere on camera?
I think sincere. Oh.
Trigger word.
Sorry, it's really yours sincerely.
Oh, you know what? I
absolutely.
What did your email used to say? Regards?
Yeah,
her old work
regards.
email. So I'd email her at
It's
work.
just
I'd be like,
standard
hey,
email.
Victoria, I'm getting the butter out. Right, that's not code for anything, by the way.
Good on you, babe. Regards,
So,
Victoria.
Yeah, good on you, babe. Regards, Victoria.
It was a
Regards.
standard signature. I know. I did. Oh well.
Right, we're still married. Regards.
Okay.
Sincerely, regards, 20.
You probably even did that to me. I'd be going, I wonder what he means by that. Go off on
Oh,
the
it
next job.
wouldn't shock me at all. Anytime 20 gets a chance to be mischievous.
I know.
All right.
Okay.
Coral can't wait till the next call.
Yeah.
That's right.
Meanwhile, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
That is the rightness.
Join remarkable.com.
Joinremarkable.com. One word. By the way, there's two ways to join, right? Number
Just
one.
do a brief little, just so if the people that maybe are watching the refund, whatever, it's a year course, but it's once a month.
I don't want to explain it as a year course. It's
Okay.
a continuing course.
It's
I'd
a
suggest.
continuing course,
So,
sorry.
sign up. It's a lot of fun. Where we begin the new round in January. Right, so we end what we've been doing in 2023, starting in January 2024. Things are going in a totally different, way cool experience. Right,
Yeah.
Lots of ways. Ask me questions if you want to, but what we do is we say, hey, you can sign up for 12 months.
Or just, a month at a time. Or whatever, yeah.
No, I'm being pretty specific here.
Yeah.
So you can sign up for 12 months. You can pay by the month, or you can pay for the whole year. If you pay for the whole year, right, you get an extra bonus. And everybody gets a big bonus anyway. So go to joinremarkable.com.
Okay, cool.
All
All
right.
right. Sorry, maybe I said stupid. Cool. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, Phil, at realfun.com.
That's right. I love you, Victoria.
I love you, babe.
I love my puppies.
I can get back to picking my nails.
That's right. You can get back to picking your nails. That's good.
No, just no. It's got a catchy bit on it.
That's right. What's the name of the course? John Christer says Remarkable.
Joinremarkable.com.
Yeah. Tony Doyle, stick with the link. You're good at that. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
See y'all.
See yous.